Hi, my loves. It is time for reading today, and we are going to talk about central idea. So I want you to think back on all of the lessons that I have taught you about central idea. Can you remember what central idea is? Look at this anchor chart that I have posted on the screen and see if you can remember what central idea actually is. All right, so let's go ahead and review what central idea is. You might also hear it said as main idea. It's the main thing that the text talks about, or passage or book. So yesterday we read a book, and I don't have it on me, but I have like these called Clouds. And the main idea of that passage or that book was the different facts about the clouds, right? So the central idea is what the text is mainly about. When we look for central idea, we look at the headings, the visuals. Normally we can see it in the first or the last sentence and different repeated words. So then we look for the details to support that central idea. So I say this every time I teach this lesson. You're going to think of it as like this table. The tabletop is the central idea, but the details are what support that central idea. If I have this book called Lightning, and I'm assuming the central idea is going to be something about lightning, right? But if I say the central idea is something to do with frogs, none of the details in this book are going to have anything to do with frogs, right? They're all going to have to do with storms and lightning and electricity. They're going to have nothing to do with frogs. So my details don't support that central idea. So that means that it is wrong. So today we're going to learn how to choose a central idea or figure out the central idea in a nonfiction passage. And we've been learning about informational text this week and nonfiction not this week because it's Monday, but last week. And we're going to continue learning and practicing all of these strategies within nonfiction and informational text. They're the same thing. And so today we're going to read a passage together and we're going to determine what the central idea is and what the details are. So let me go ahead and pull that passage up real quick. Okay. This passage is called Watching a Solar Eclipse. Now, something that I've noticed you guys doing is you are not writing your central ideas in a complete sentence. In fourth grade, we only write incomplete sentences unless I tell you otherwise. And so your central ideas have to be in a complete sentence. That means your central idea is not solar eclipse. We've got to figure out what the central idea is based off of all of the details that this passage gives me. So while I'm reading, I'm going to be thinking to myself, what is the main thing this talks about? Now, if it is solar eclipses, what about solar eclipses? So let's go ahead and read this short little passage, and then we're going to create a bubble map for our assignment. Okay, watching a solar eclipse. Solar eclipses are rare and amazing events to watch. They occur when the moon moves between the earth and the sun. Imagine the sky during an eclipse. The moon blocks most of the sun's light. Part of the earth becomes dark. Sometimes the moon hides nearly all of the sun. At that moment, people see a dark circle surrounded by what looks like a ring of fire. A solar eclipse does not happen often. Many people pay special attention to news that a solar eclipse will happen near them. Since eclipses are such an uncommon event, people make special plans to observe them. First, they need to prepare. People should never look directly at the sun. The sun's harmful rays can damage their eyes. So people need eye protection. They can make a viewer out of a long box in aluminum foil, or they can use special glasses. With the right protection, people can enjoy these amazing events in the sky. So one thing our anchor chart shows us, if we want to go back and look at that real quick, is that we should look at the headings, the visuals, first or last sentence, and repeated words in order to figure out our central idea. So as I was reading, obviously I heard the word solar eclipse several times. So I know my central idea, the main thing that it talks about, would probably have something to do with solar eclipses. But guess what? Miss Simpson told me that I can't just write solar eclipse. So now what I'm going to do is look at the first sentence and the last sentence. Something I notice about the first and the last sentence is they both say amazing events. Solar eclipses are rare and amazing events to watch. People can enjoy these amazing events in the sky. So guess what I'm thinking I can write? In the middle, because today, when you do your assignment, you're going to do the same thing. We are going to draw a bubble map. So that's a circle with 4 circles attached. Ooh, that was a horrible circle. With 4 circles attached to it. In the middle, we put our central idea in a complete sentence, and we put 4 details from the passage on the outside. So in the middle, I'm thinking it should be, I think I need to include solar eclipse and I need to include amazing events. So I think I'm going to say, solar eclipses are amazing events that we can watch. Guess what? It's very similar to that first sentence, isn't it? Almost every time you read a passage, the central idea is probably within the first couple of sentences, if not that first paragraph. And since I noticed our first and our last sentence were almost identical, I thought that would be a good central idea for this whole entire passage. Okay, so now that I know what my central idea is, solar eclipses are amazing events that we can watch. We've got to figure out what details support that central idea. Well, think about it, guys. What makes solar eclipses amazing? That's what we're trying to figure out here. Are there details in here that tell us solar eclipses are amazing? So I think it's pretty cool that the moon moves between the earth and the sun. That's a detail this passage tells us about solar eclipses. So I'm going to put the moon moves between the earth and the sun. So that's detail number 1. I've got to find 3 more. So let's look. Imagine the sky during the eclipse. The moon blocks. Oop, that's another one. The moon blocks most of the sun's light. That's another detail about solar eclipses. Okay, let's look for another one. Part of the earth becomes dark. Sometimes the moon hides nearly all sun. Okay, so I'm going to say that solar eclipses do not happen often. That's another reason why they're such an amazing event. They do not happen often. And you know that I hope that you know, this passage has way more than 4 details in it. I'm just picking the 4 that I think support the central idea the most, the ones I like the most. I want to make sure to include one from the second paragraph, so I'm going to say, let's say people make special plans to observe them, because that's another amazing, that's how it proves it's so amazing. People make special plans to observe them. So I hope that you see how I got that central idea and the 4 details that I used to support it. So now when you go to do your assignment, I'm going to post a picture, not a PDF, a picture of this passage right down below. It's called Enormous Insects. You are going to create a bubble map on a piece of paper, and you're going to tell me in the middle, excuse me, what the central idea is of this paragraph. And then you're on the outside, you're going to tell me 4 details that you found in this passage to support that central idea, just like I did with my bubble map and my passage that I just did. Okay, so again, you're going to read this, figure out what the central idea is. Remember, it has to be in a complete sentence, And then you're going to find 4 details that support your central idea. When you're done with that, I want you to take a picture and I want you to turn it in. All right, guys, I hope y'all have a terrific Tuesday.